Hi, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Now, quickly, can you tell us more about allegations leveled against government officials in Lebanon?
Thank you. I think the most gruesome allegation that was leveled against the Kenyan consulate in Lebanon was that the officials were pressuring those women to pursue sex work in order to come up with money so that they can pay for the repatriation fee. Remember that any consulate in any country is meant to be like an oasis of hope for immigrants who are living in those countries. But now, if the allegations will be proven true, that will be a very gruesome allegation, and it's a serious, human rights violation. Another, allegation that was leveled against the consulate was the use of unpalatable words against those women who are working in Lebanon who are seeking services from the consulate. We also had allegation of racial discrimination. Remember, the office holders of the consulate are not necessarily Kenyans, and so these women who are working there in Lebanon, when they felt that they needed someone to talk to in the consulate, when they went there, they felt that they were being discriminated on the basis of their race. And so that's another allegation that was leveled against the officials of the consulate. Another one was the physical assault. There are those women who came out and said that they were beaten physically. And if these allegations will be proven to be true, it will mean that the Kenyan government must move in fast so that it can rescue its people in Lebanon who are mostly domestic workers there.
All right, now have the officials been fired, or what action has been taken against them?
Remember that last week, the Kenyan government had issued a statement saying that they'll send a team there to look into the matter. But the information of whether they have sent a team there is very scanty because you remember that international flights just resumed on Saturday. This is the third day, and so we are not yet. We don't have enough information to prove that they have sent a team there to look into the matter. But we are not sure whether the officials have been fired. But this will depend on the report that will come out from that team that will be sent in Lebanon to look into the matter. Because you cannot just fire a team on the basis of allegation. It has to be proved that indeed it happened. So once the report is out, that's when I think the Kenyan government will make a decision whether to fire the officials who will be implicated or not. But remember, in that consulate, the bottom line is that people working in Lebanon, those domestic workers, must feel protected by the representatives of their country in that country they're working in. And so if they will not be comfortable with the officials who are working there, then I think the Kenyan government will have to make some changes so that those people working in that country will feel a bit secure.
But so far, how are investigations coming up? Have officials said anything so far as to what this might turn out to be?
I tried reaching the Ministry of Foreign Affairs officials earlier today, but no one. There was one non-committal on what action they'll take. But remember, they said that they are going to investigate. So whatever action will be taken will be dependent on the outcome of those investigations. But remember, those people who came out to say that they were being harassed, they were being pressured to pursue sex work by consulate officials, said they have concrete evidence to show them, the officials of the ministry, that indeed that is what happened. So when the team gets to Lebanon and compiles a report, we believe that some of the things that they'll put into consideration will be the evidence that they said they'll present before the officials. And so it's a matter of wait and see.
Now, many Kenyan migrants in Lebanon and domestic workers who are sponsored to be in the country under the controversial kafala system, a form of endangered servitude which ties the women's immigration residence status to live-in work contract. Do you think the system will be challenged or stopped?
In my opinion, it will be challenged, and this will not be the first time this system will be challenged, because the system works as if it's neo-colonialism. You remember, I think about 2 months ago, there were the similar allegations by immigrants from Ethiopia who work in Lebanon, and it was being challenged by civil society groups. And you see, I think it's it's not the right thing to seem to be going back to activities of Stone Age, that a worker in a certain country must be tied to a sponsor so that they can work there. It's a system that it's going against a lot of labor rights, and so I think these are something that should be challenged, even using the international labor laws that protect the rights of every worker, whether you are an immigrant or you are living in any country and working there. I think the next step will be challenging this system of kafala system, because it's a sort of neocolonialism.
Now, from where things stand, do you see a possibility of these women that came forward in any way being compensated?
Absolutely, because there are laws that cater for such treatments. One thing I know is that once the case is pursued, maybe in court, or once the team that has been sent to Lebanon comes out with a report and it is known that indeed they were mistreated, I believe the officials there will have to accept liability and the women get compensated. But even before we were thinking of how they get compensated, Kenyan government sometimes back had banned exportation of labor force to Middle East countries because there are a lot of allegations of mistreatment, and some were even succumbing to the injuries from those mistreatment, those physical assault, and so Kenyan government had banned. And after it was challenged, Kenyan government put a lot of laws, a lot of regulations that limit, that govern those people who are going to Middle East countries for work. And so maybe they'll be compensated, but depending on what the team, on the report that will be provided by that team that has been sent there.
All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this story?
Yes, I think it's the high time that the agencies that are taking people to those countries, those sponsors are taking people to Middle East countries for labor, to maybe train them on how to overcome the traditions there, because they are being introduced to new traditions that they're not used to here in Kenya. And so you find that there's a clash of traditions, how they are used to do things here in Kenya. You find that when they get there, then things are very different. And so they find themselves in an awkward situation where they have maybe to change even some of the traditions of religions have to change. Plus, also, they should be they should follow the regulations that are set by the government, so that once those workers get there, they know what their rights are and they know how to get their rights. Also, I think it's for Kenyan government. It is important because we understand that the people in charge of that consulate are not Kenyans. It's a lawyer who was hired by Kenyan government to represent Kenya in Lebanon. I think once you have your national representing you in that country, you feel a bit safer because he will understand the problems, where you have come from, and the problems that are there. And so I think it's important that the government hires a Kenyan citizen to represent Kenyans in Lebanon, other than hiring a lawyer from that region to represent people. He doesn't know the problems they face back here in Kenya.
All right, thank you so much, Kiama. Have a good evening or the afternoon.
Thank you too.